The job seemed simple enough. Survey an abandoned town, document its structures, take some measurements, and leave. Payment was high, which made me ignore the uneasy feeling settling in my chest as the van carried me toward the outskirts of nowhere. No one lived here anymore. At least, that was what I was told. The town's name was Cedar Hollow. From the highway, it looked empty, frozen in time, like a painting someone had left to rot. But as the van rolled through the cracked asphalt streets, I noticed something odd. The air was too still, too heavy, and faint lights flickered behind broken windows, even though I knew the power had been cut decades ago. I parked in front of what appeared to be the town's old courthouse. Rusted signs creaked in the wind, and the front doors hung open, almost welcoming me. My first instinct was to leave, but I reminded myself of the contract and the paycheck. Taking a deep breath, I stepped inside. The interior smelled of mold and decay, but there was also something faintly sweet in the air, like perfume from a long-forgotten era. Dust swirled in the light of my flashlight, and my footsteps echoed too loudly. As I moved through the hallways, I began marking measurements and taking photos. Everything seemed normal, but then I noticed movement out of the corner of my eye. A shadow darted across the far hallway. I froze. The sound of faint footsteps followed, slow and deliberate, but whenever I turned, the hallway was empty. My rational mind told me it was just the building settling, but my instinct screamed otherwise. I decided to leave the courthouse and continue the survey outside, thinking fresh air would calm me. The streets of Cedar Hollow were silent, eerily so, but then I noticed footprints, fresh footprints, in the dust. Small, child-sized, and heading toward the center of town. I followed them cautiously. They led me to what used to be the general store. The front door swung open as I approached. Inside, shelves were stocked with rotten food, cans rusted through, jars cracked and leaking. But that wasn't what made my blood run cold. A figure stood in the corner. Its face was hidden under a hood, but I could feel its eyes on me. My voice caught in my throat as it began to move slowly toward me, dragging its feet across the dusty floor. I stumbled back and my flashlight fell, illuminating the room just enough to reveal more figures. Silent, still, countless, all staring at me with hollow eyes. I ran. The town seemed to twist around me, streets elongating, alleys closing, doors appearing where there were none before. It was as if Cedar Hollow itself was alive, reshaping itself to trap me. I heard whispers in the wind, calling my name, promising safety, then threatening me with unbearable pain if I tried to leave. I turned a corner and saw a group of figures ahead. They didn't move toward me. They didn't need to. The street seemed to carry me toward them, and when I got close, I realized they weren't entirely human. Their faces were distorted, frozen in screams that had lasted decades. Their bodies flickered between solid and transparent, like smoke trapped in human form. One of them stepped forward. It pointed at me and whispered in a voice that sounded like every person who had ever died in that town. "You are one of us now." I ran blindly, my heart pounding, my lungs burning. Doors slammed shut behind me, alleys stretched endlessly, and the lights flickered like a storm overhead. Eventually, I stumbled into the town square, where the statue of the town founder stood. His stone eyes seemed to follow me, and I felt hands grab at my ankles. I fell, screaming, and when I looked up, the square was empty. Silent again, except for the faint echo of laughter that wasn't human. I found the van parked where I left it, the keys untouched. I drove away without looking back. The GPS tried to lead me back, but it kept circling Cedar Hollow like the town refused to let anyone leave. When I finally returned to the city, I tried to show my photos, my recordings, but all I had captured were empty streets, dust, and crumbling buildings. No shadows, no figures, no footprints. The town appeared lifeless, exactly like everyone said it was. But I know the truth. Cedar Hollow is alive. It waits, it watches, and it remembers every step I took that night. Sometimes, late at night, I swear I hear footsteps outside my apartment door, soft whispers calling my name, and I know one day Cedar Hollow will come for me again.